If you want to walk fast, walk alone. But if you want to walk far, walk together. These golden words by Honorable Ratan Tata represent the essence of collective progress. Today, as India stands as the leading nationality investing in Dubai, it marks a moment of immense pride. With Dubai's population estimated at 3.82 million, Indians constitute a significant 37%, highlighting their strong presence and deep-rooted connection with the city. However, in my discussions, I've often come across common questions from investors who are still considering property ownership in Dubai as a key part of their global investment strategy. How do I transfer funds? Is a common question. Is a local bank account required? What tax regulations should I be aware of before investing in Dubai? Hello everyone. So my name is Disha. Welcome to Rodi's Realtors DXB, where every detail is crafted to perfection and every experience feels extraordinary. And let's walk together to cover some of the important topics while answering these questions. To start with, let's first understand what is FEMA and how to transfer funds from India to UAE in compliance with Foreign Exchange Management Act. Introduced in 1999, FEMA was designed to liberalize and streamline India's foreign exchange compliance with the Foreign Exchange Management Act, supporting economic reforms, foreign trades and globalization. Under LRS, which is Liberalized Remittance Scheme, the Reserve Bank of India allows individuals to transfer up to 250,000 USD, around 2 crores 17 lakh rupees per financial year. So if we are a family of 4, this transaction to a substantial combined transfer limit of 1 million USD, roughly 8 crores 78 lakhs rupees per financial year. So LRS is a framework that permits the transfer of funds abroad under permitted capital and current account transactions. This means transfers that include property purchases, education or medical expenses and travel bills are authorized, while sending money to non-cooperative countries listed by Financial Action Task Force, margin trading, lottery purchases or forex trading are refused under FEMA. Now, when it comes to transfer of funds, we have several options to choose from. Traditional banks like State Bank of India, Axis Bank, HDFC often secure and reliable cross-border transactions. For cost-effective alternatives, we have fintech platforms like Wise and Western Union providing multiple payment options like SWIFT transfers, cash deposits and in-app payments. For frequent or small transfers, engaging with RBI authorized dealers or utilizing forex cards is the most efficient choice. In addition to the above options, we also have trading channels regulated under FEMA. While these channels are mainly used for business transactions, they can also be utilized for personal. Next, let's identify and consider the essential documents that will support our objective. Under the LRS, in addition to general identification documents like passport and PAN card, it's mandatory to attach Form A2 required by RBI, which outlines the purpose of the transaction, the amount and secures compliance with FEMA regulations. For property transactions, we can attach the developer's offer to purchase document along with Form A2. In some cases, a source of funds declaration form may be needed to verify fund origin under Prevention of Money Laundering Act 2002. For investment and property related remittances, banks may require Form 15CA and 15CB to ensure tax compliance under the India-UAE Double Taxation Avoidance Agreement, which was established in 1993. So guys, moving on to the next topic and to an important discussion: taxes. Are they applicable to investments made in the UAE? Dubai does not tax property related income, yet in India we have 20% tax collected at source on foreign remittances, for which the Union Budget 2025 has proposed raising the threshold from 7 lakh rupees to 10 lakh rupees. But it's important to note that 20% TCS is not a final tax. It serves as an advance tax that can be claimed as a credit when filing your income tax returns. So if our our total tax liability is lower than the TCS paid, the excess amount can be refunded. To claim a TCS refund, we need to obtain Form 27D from our service provider. At the end of the financial year, after reviewing our tax liability, we can utilize the TCS credited in Form 26AS for tax adjustments while filing our ITR. Apart from TCS, another concern has been what happens if I invest in the UAE that generate rental income or have been sold with significant capital appreciation. So according to Indian taxes, we have rental income which is taxed under income from house property section with a standard 30% deduction. And in case of capital appreciation, it varies on the holding period, like short term on properties owned for less than 24 months are taxed as per the applicable income tax slab, while long term on properties owned beyond 24 months are taxed at 12.5%. To manage capital gain tax, we can reinvest in another project. However, the total tax liability is determined by our residency status also. If I stay in India for 182 days or more, I must declare my global income. However, if I stay in India for less than 182 days, I am only taxed on income sourced within India. This means that investments in Dubai remain tax-free under the Income Tax Act of 1961. Now, if I am residing in India and looking to minimize my tax liability, there are several tax saving strategies we can implement, such as in India, the purchase or transfer of property to immediate family members such as spouses, parents, children does not attract gift tax. Managing the transfers through family members who fall into a low tax bracket will reduce the overall tax liability with respect to TCS at a lower rate. Guys, another cost-effective approach is to apply for a mortgage for 50% of the property value, that too at a much affordable rate, 3.5 to 4%, and minimize tax liability under double taxation avoidance agreement. In case I don't want to apply mortgage, selecting the right project that not only aligns with my financial goals, also offers a payment plan of 50% during construction, 50% during handover, for example Beyond by Omnia. Even during the construction stage, where I'll be transferring 50% of the property purchase value while considering the tax implications, if I've chosen the right project, the finances would still be in my favor. According to CBRE's Dubai Residential Real Estate Market Snapshot, in less favorable market conditions, property appreciation rates in Dubai have been 8% annually. In more favorable scenarios, appreciation rates have ranged between 10% to 15%, while in exceptionally strong market conditions, growth rates have reached or surpassed 20% annually. Even after accounting for tax implications, the annual growth of my investment effectively offsets the overall tax burden. Now that we have walked through the transfer methods, required documents, and tax saving strategies, let's take another step forward and explore why Indians continue to be among the leading investors in Dubai. So let's understand what makes Dubai an attractive destination for investment and why key benefits are drawing investors to this thriving market. India and UAE share a strong trade economic relationship. UAE is one of India's largest trading partners with trade volumes exceeding $85 billion in the year 2023 to 2024. This strong partnership promotes trust and makes Dubai an honest choice for Indian investors. Dubai's tax policies are a huge draw for investors with no personal income tax, capital gains tax, or inheritance tax. Investors can enjoy maximum returns on their investment. Compared to cities like London, New York, or Singapore, Dubai offers much lower entry cost, guys. Let's look at the chart and you will understand why Dubai is the most favored out of all of these countries. The average price per square foot in New York is approximately $1,500, which is around 130,964 Indian rupees. In London and Singapore, the average price per square foot is approximately $1,200 or 104,745 Indian rupees. Can you imagine? Meanwhile, in Dubai, the average price per square foot is about $300, equivalent to approximately 26,186 Indian rupees only. UAE further enhances its appeal to global investors by offering the Golden Visa and Investor Visa. The Golden Visa is a long-term residency program available to investors who make their real estate investments of 2 million dirhams and above, which is approximately 4.72 crore with current exchange rate. Whereas properties valued below 2 million dirhams offer the opportunity to obtain an investor visa. You can also sponsor support staff, family members while enjoying special incentives such as access to premium schools, healthcare and various government initiatives. When is the right time to initiate Golden Visa processes? Once we have identified the right project and completed 24% of the property's purchase price. We will receive the sales purchase agreement and title deed will be issued by the Dubai Land Department depending on the property's value. We can then apply for either a Golden Visa or an investor visa. Further, we will set up a Dubai bank account to facilitate future payments smoothly. I recently had a conversation with a client who asked, what if I need to bring my funds back for an emergency purpose from India? Is it possible? And what's the process? Are there any taxes involved? Yes, funds can be repatriated back to India. In case the funds are held in NRE account, they can be transferred to NRO account. The capital transferred from NRE to an NRO account does not attract tax. However, interest earned on NRO account is taxable. In another case, if funds are parked in Dubai bank account, they can be transferred to resident foreign currency account in India for return of funds. The RFC account follows similar guidelines as NRO account, meaning capital repartition is allowed but interest earned is taxable in India. Also, funds in our RFC account can be held in foreign currency and converted as needed. Investing in Dubai as an Indian is not just a financial decision, it's a strategic move that secures the way for long-term growth and global opportunities. Dubai's D33 economic agenda and Vision 2040 aims to ensure the city's economic diversification and sustainability in the areas like Dubai South Expo City, creating a range of opportunities for investors. With two major recessions, the property market has seen remarkable appreciation. Investments aligned with government's vision and centered around infrastructure developments have shown significant growth. Therefore, it's crucial to select the right project that not only aligns with our investment objectives but also with market trends while complementing Dubai's Vision 2040. The opportunities in Dubai are boundless, guys. With the right approach, your investment can serve as a powerful gateway to financial growth and valuable global connection. Thank you for stepping in with me today. I'll see you in the next video. If you're ready to start your investment journey towards exploring ideal projects that align with your financial goals, feel free to reach out to me on the number given below. Until then, this is Disha from Rodi's Realtors signing off today.